All right, Anabolic Academy. Another episode of Anabolic Academy. This is my favorite one because I get to interact with some of the people that subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. So I have a bunch of questions, and it's gonna get some interesting questions. But before that, please like, subscribe, share, because I'm bringing you a lot of content. If I am a little bit tired, I had a long day at work, then actually came home, went to the gym, and it is now 20 after 11. But I got to get this one done because I fucking like doing it. So, Anabolic Academy, question one. I have a question that was actually in a YouTube comment from last week. So this question is from KSF6621. Hey, I have a question for the next Anabolic Academy. Why, when I take Tren, my sweat smells different than usual, like ammonia? This happens only with Tren, no other anabolic. All right, so I never had this problem with Tren, but I know a lot of people do. So supposedly, Tren makes you sweat a lot, and because it's so toxic, it actually releases a lot of free radicals. And this is very common with Tren. There's not a lot you could do about it. Shower more, cologne, deodorant, things like that. Maybe get a good detox supplement, liver detox supplement. I also heard that, drinking a lot of water and magnesium taurate. I've heard magnesium taurate works well, like, 500 milligrams a day or so on and so forth. I mean, you'd have to do a little bit more research, but these are the things that I've heard. This is very common. All steroids are going to make you sweat more a little bit, but since Tren is so harsh and so toxic, it's going to make you sweat even more. The one good thing is, it's real. If that's the case, it is best if you just leave it at a short cycle, Tren 6 weeks, 8 weeks tops, and that's it. Get off of it, because it's really harsh on your body. But for the most part, yeah, that's really about it. So let's go now to the Instagram questions. The first Instagram question I have is Franz the Man. Franz the Man always sends me a lot of questions, which I'm grateful for. Who had the most disappointing showing at the Masters Olympia? I mean, I didn't see all the competitors, but to me, Hide Yamagishi. I mean, really, that's how you pronounce his name, right? I mean, he's the Japanese guy, Hide. Iris Kyle's boyfriend. I mean, they gave him the win, but from the back, his back was not nearly as developed as, like, you just look at the lineup and you're like, really? He looked like he was in last place from the back. Like, he looked like he came in fifth, but he gave him the win. To me, that was disappointing because he won and his back developed, especially his rear double bi. I did a video on this, actually. I did a Masters Olympia video I put out yesterday, and I actually showed it, basically talking about some rumors that were floating around about the Masters Olympia, which were not good. And one of them was Hide actually won. And then when you look at his rear double bi, it's like really weak compared to the rest of the top 5 guys that he was in the lineup with. It was just strange that they won, that they gave him the win, but who knows? All right, next question from Fran is the Man. Have you ever tried niche training styles like FST7, HIIT, dog crap, etc., and was effective on you? No, honestly, I never did. I've always did a gym split, and then I would adjust it to what I liked or what worked best for me. I never tried anything like that. I mean, would it have helped? I mean, I don't know. Maybe, probably not, because you're probably splitting hairs at that point. I mean, I know the majority of bodybuilders do the gym split, and the best thing to do is consistency and hitting it hard and making adjustments that fit your body. There were times I had to change my entire shoulder workout, my entire back workout, to make progress happen, because it was just, not happening. But I know I never tried any of those niche, and there's nothing wrong with trying them. If it works, give it a shot, man. Especially if you're like first starting out and you got to figure things out. I don't shame anybody for trying something new or trying something different in the gym. Why not? Give it a shot, man. Let's see. Fran is the Man. Do you think steroids should be illegal in professional sports? Well, I mean, that's a loaded question, because steroids are illegal, period. So if they were legal in professional sports, then kind of everybody would be breaking the law. But the question should be posed as, should athletes use performance enhancement drugs that that enable them to perform better. I mean, this way you don't have to say anabolic steroids, but and whatever. I understand the question. I understand what you're saying. I don't know. The argument, that's a tough question, man. It's a good question. It's a tough question. The argument is, if you don't make it an even playing field and say, okay, use whatever you need, there are going to be the people that stick to the rules. And then there are going to be people that don't stick to the rules and say, I'm going to try this if it's going to make me better. And they're going to try and get away with it. And we've seen that happen. I mean, we've seen fighters, get suspended or get fined for using, anabolic steroid use, especially in the UFC or even in boxing. The other question is, it's that's the thing. If you go, no, you can't use it, there's always going to be guys or girls that are going to use it because they want that advantage. They want to win. That's their driving force. They want to win. They're competitive. They want to win. So theoretically, the only way to do it is to let everybody do it, and then have it under a doctor's guidance. But the problem is that they're illegal. The large majority of anabolic steroids are not produced by, large pharmaceutical companies. So then you're purchasing it illegally, you're using it illegally. It's not an easy question. It's not like black or white. All things being equal, I would say yes, only because there are always going to be somebody that is going to use it and use it to their advantage. So in order to have everybody on an even playing field, then that's the only way, just so that everybody can use it. But like I said, there are gray areas. Like there are, where do you stop? How much do you take? And how crazy does this slippery slope get? With these, with these advanced drugs, they have drugs for weight loss now. That is, there are diabetic drugs, and they don't know how it actually works, but they just know that you'll lose weight from it, but they don't know how it actually works. So I forgot the name of it. Ozempic. So if a fighter has to make weight, can he use that? Is it dangerous though? If they don't, I recently found out that they really don't know how it works. And that's the slippery slope argument. It's not so cut and dry. If it was okay for people to use performance enhancement drugs, there would have to be some serious guidelines. And even then, people are going to break them because they're going to want to win. Competitive athletes are the spirit of a competitive athlete knows no bounds when it comes to winning. They truly don't, especially somebody who lays it all on the line and has that hunger to win. It is, I think years and years ago, I don't know, 20 years ago, there was a study done, and they polled Olympic athletes, and they said, if you could take a drug that promises you a gold medal, but takes, I forgot, whatever it was, 20 years off your life, would you do it? And half of them said yes, because they want to win. But so I don't know. Just, it's a tough question. All right, next one. Let's see. How well do you think the North American overall champ Kennedy, I can't pronounce his last name, is going to do as a pro? I think he's going to be really good. The kid has great shape. He has great separation. If nobody has seen him, please go look up the guy who won the North America. He looks fantastic. He came in tremendous shape. He could jump into classic physique right now and win as a classic physique pro. That's how good he is. So he would definitely another 10, 15 pounds of muscle if he takes a nice long off season, and he could totally do well as a pro. Really, he's got a small waist. His legs are amazing. He's great shoulders. So yeah, I think he's going to do well personally. There's a lot of good talent coming out into bodybuilding, and there has been for quite a number of years now. We see it. We see these guys. They look good. Okay. Next question again, Fran is the man. Who is the best bodybuilder who never turned pro? I mean, there's a lot of them. Obviously, there is Dave Palumbo and there was Rich Piana, but there was a guy from the 80s. I think his name is Rory Lidemeyer, something like that. And the guy's physique was fantastic. And the story goes that he didn't want to turn pro. Like I think he came in as good as second as on the nationals. And back then, if that's this close, you're on everybody's radar. The next year, you might win. You're on everybody's radar. So I think he can, and I think he did win Mr. America or something like that, an AAU contest. But then he did. I don't remember what year, but he did a nationals. He did the nationals, and he came in second as a heavyweight. And if he would have won, he would have turned pro. But the story goes as he didn't want to turn pro. He didn't want to take away as much time from his family and his career. I believe he had a personal training business. Again, you'd have to look it up. I don't know all the details, but that's the story. But Rory Lidemeyer, the guy's physique was fantastic. And I'm sure there's plenty of others that I can't remember that should have turned pro and never did. And if you know of any, just comment down below and let me know. And because I can't remember all of them. Okay. Again, Fran is the man. If you never got into bodybuilding, what sport or activity would you have focused your time and energy on instead? That's easy. Arm wrestling. For about 6 months or so, I actually got into arm wrestling and interviewed arm wrestlers, and it's completely different, but it's still very physical and competitive. First of all, it's fun because everybody knows everybody, and like everybody's cool and chill. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always people you're gonna not like, but if the bodybuilding community is small and niche, the arm wrestling community is even smaller, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody is willing to help. And there are some great arm wrestlers. And one of the best guys I ever interviewed, and he was on my show a couple of times. It was Paul Lynn. He is a tremendous arm wrestler and a tremendous human being. I can't even stress enough. Go look at his arm. He's a middleweight or a light heavyweight, and he's one of the best in the world now. When I first interviewed him like 3 years ago, he was like just coming up. Now he's one of the best in the world. Now he goes in tournaments like all over the world, and he just wrecks shit. He's one of the best. I mean, there's plenty of them. Obviously, there's Devin Larrett. I mean, there's Monster Michael Todd. I mean, these guys, and the good thing is, they have to stay in shape too. They can't be like, out of shape. So they're into working out. They're into fitness. They just concentrate on arm wrestling. And it's also more of a camaraderie, a lot more camaraderie. Most of the guys that knock around guys like me, they're all regular dudes. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got some people that are like, high school teachers that do it or whatever. But for the most part, a lot of them are either personal trainers into fitness and they kind of found it and fell in love, or they're knock around guys, tradesmen or truck drivers or, whatever, all walks of life. And they go to practice and then they hang out after practice, and then they go to a tournament and they hang out after tournament. And then even at practice, they have even the person that you're arm wrestling with. They would, after they beat you or after you beat them, you're trading information to make each other better. It's a really great world. And the girls are amazing. The girls they are tough. They are good arm wrestlers. One of the best ones I interviewed was, Michelle Dugan. Michelle Dugan is a tremendous female arm wrestler and a tremendous person. All right, next question. Fran is the man. Did EP09 ever get his shirt? I sent it to him from the Texas Pro. I sent it to him. I FedExed it to him. I have the receipt, but he wanted me to send it to his office for work. And he doesn't always go to his office. So I messaged him today and he said tomorrow he's going to check, but he should be getting it because I did send it to him. Next question. Okay. Again, Fran is the man. What's your tanning protocol when you competed? Did you tan closer to the show or just spray tan on show day? I would tan, and then I would do spray tan. I actually never spray tanned. I never got a good tan from spray tan. So I would tan, and I fucking hate tanning because it's like just another thing you got to add on top of training and posing and food. And I hate that. To me, it was like such a waste of time. I got to lay in that fucking bed or stand there for 10 minutes, whatever. But I would do it. And then I would do it for like maybe up until the week before. And then I had a friend of mine, his name was Rich. He was really good at it. He would put the Pro Tan on me, several coats, I think like 2 or 3 coats on me. And then he would put the Gentana, which was like this really thick brown, and it gave you a really good tan. I wouldn't put it on my face. I would put the Pro Tan on my face and on my head, so my head didn't look like, do you ever see those guys that tan their body but not their face? It looks really strange. That's what I would do. Next question. Now, this is strange. I don't know who this is. Kirk Newman. Which color do you prefer? I don't know what the hell that means, but my favorite color is blue. Okay. There you go, Kirk. Next question. Again, Fran is the man. How would bodybuilders from the 60s, 70s, and 80s fare today if they competed in classic physique? So if you just took the bodybuilders from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, their physique back then, and put them today, they'd get destroyed. Okay, they were not as big, they were not as hard, they was not as round, they were not as full. They would get wrecked. They would get destroyed. I mean, I know it's unpopular to say that, but it just happens to be true. Now, if you took bodybuilders from the 60s, 70s, and 80s and then trained them like bodybuilders of today, it might be a little different. Like if you had Frank Zane and then you trained him like a bodybuilder today with the food protocol and the supplements and the drug use and the cardio and the weight training today, like take Frank Zane in his prime and give him to Milos or give him to Hani, and then you might have a problem on your hands. But just taking those guys, the best that they were back then, and competing to get guys today, nah, they'd get wrecked. They get destroyed. Next question. Okay. My friend Matt Patala. My favorite arm exercises, top 5. Okay, so for triceps, I love skull crushes. Skull crushes with the easy bar and close grip behind my head and coming up, not swinging it over, just coming up in the same spot behind my head. Those are good. I used to like close grip, but I don't like close grip anymore because it really puts a lot of pressure on my shoulder and my elbows because I'm fucking old now. But skull crushes, pull downs with the ropes pull downs with the ropes. If you have if your gym has a plate loaded dip machine, that's really good for triceps. That's and you lock yourself in with the seatbelt. And then some of them, the old ones have a seatbelt. Some of the newer ones have like a locking mechanism on your legs, so you can't move. That's actually a really good. And then anything basically with a pulley, push downs and with a lot of tension, pausing at the bottom, a full range of motion. Those are always my favorite. Biceps, obviously, alternate bicep curls. Alternate bicep curls, standing easy bar curls with the the wider grip. Those I like a lot. But you gotta you tuck your arms in and you don't swing, so all the pressure is on your bicep. That's a great exercise for forearms. And old school straight bar curls, well, like your arms tucked in, like I said. I mean, I get a great pump from that. Nobody does those anymore. I see a lot of hammer curls, straight up and down, and I guess if I don't really do much hammer. I do a hammer from the side for my forearms, but I don't do it straight up and down. I never got a good reaction from it. I never got a good pump. I never got good results from it. So once in a while I'll throw it in, but not always. What else? What else? What else? What other kind of, and a plate loaded, the plate loaded preacher curl is great too. Those are good. And if your gym has a plate loaded preacher curl, those are good. That's probably, I mean, there's a whole bunch. That's one good thing about bodybuilding is you could try there's so many different movements and variations and machines. You're never going to get bored. You're always going to try something new. You're always going to find something new. You're always going to try something new that you don't like. It's inevitable. And that's the fun of it. You go to a different gym, they have different equipment, you learn something new, blah, 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 blah. You watch somebody on YouTube or your favorite bodybuilder, he's trying this, so you try it. There's always something different that you could try it, which is, to me, it makes it interesting because you go to the same gym all the time, the same energy, the same people, the same equipment. After like a year or two, I always wind up jumping to another gym because I just get bored of going to the same gym. You go to a new gym with new people, new energy, new equipment, and it kind of makes you want to go. It's part of the way I keep it exciting, right? It's so, cancel membership here, go to a membership there. Or you can go to a gym. If you go to a chain gym, you can join one and go to multiple ones, right? Like if you go to Retro, LA Fitness, you join one, you can go this one, you go to that one, you go this one, you go that one, whatever. Anyway, apologies for my mundane personality tonight. Again, it's a little late, but I wanted to get this done. So thank you very much for tuning in and checking out Serious and Sellers Bodybuilding. And please like, subscribe, and share. And I love doing this because I love answering the questions. And it actually makes me learn more. Because if there's a question that I don't know, I research it, right? Like, I didn't know why fucking Trenbolone made you stink. I never stunk from it, but apparently some people do. So now you know what to do, you sneaky fuck. All right. Later, people. Peace.